The Argent Facility is another non-linear level that has a lot of possible variations of different things you can do in the route. This level does have the only instance of combat rating duping that we know of in the whole game. So we're going to be taking advantage of that to not only upgrade a weapon, but also get our combat rating up to where we need it to be. So I'll show you how that is going to work. It's very easy to do, but note that this level may be subject to rerouting later on, potentially depending on what gets discovered.
To drill a doorway into their world.
You're going to navigate the whole first part of this level inbounds.
By disabling the tower induction filters.
You can do the any % skip to get out of bounds if you want, but I don't think it's actually much faster. It's usually just faster to do this in bounds, at least I find, unless you just are really, really good at that out of bounds stuff. From here, you're going to do a micro-missile damage boost, get into this spot. You're going to aim a couple of micro-missiles right here, and as soon as you've landed a few, run and jump to that platform, and the micro-missile should give you the damage boost needed to clear that gap. Just like so. Now from here, you can jump there, you can jump here. I find it's easier to just jump to that one. You're going to jump onto this rail and then jump right onto that. You can clear the gap from here to here, but it is not always super consistent. Doom sometimes has trouble grabbing this ledge, so jumping onto the rail is just like a measure of safety. Run up, interact with the rune trial, and then hold enter, and you'll enter it on the first frame that it's available. This rune trial is really straightforward. You just have to shoot imps 15 times, or sorry, kill it 15 imps with a shotgun. So I'll just kind of let you watch how that works. One thing that's really easy to do with this is kind of start to one side and make a circle around the whole arena. If you're lucky with spawn points, they'll actually spawn in such a way where they're not super far away like this, but sometimes you get unlucky. And don't be afraid to also adapt to where they spawn on the fly in case they spawn in weird patterns. But generally speaking, you can go to one side, like get the farthest one to the left or the right, and then start moving your way in a circle around the whole arena. Usually helps a little bit and can cut a couple of seconds. As soon as you're back in the game, you're going to do a glitch called the bite and switch. So come back in, start running up this way. Once you see that vacuum bit pop up at the top, hit tab, and it'll open you right to the rune tab of the dossier. Now you're gonna hover your mouse over the first rune slot, press down on your keyboard twice, and then click with your mouse. Don't move the mouse after you have pressed down on the keyboard. Like, hit down on the keyboard and then just click the mouse. Don't move the mouse. If you move the mouse, you'll reset the selection and the glitch won't work. Click the mouse. You'll notice how the third locked slot is highlighted. You're going to select vacuum, and vacuum is now equipped on the locked slot. That's called the bite and switch. It was found by Bite Me. Shoutouts to Bite Me for hedging a lot of this run. Once you come out of this, run forward, climb up the platform, and wait for the weapon upgrade point indicator to pop up at the bottom of the screen, and then hit tab again to open the weapon menu. It's actually there right away if you want to tab in right away, but I find jumping up here to just be a little bit easier. Click on the rocket launcher and then upgrade remote detonation, and you'll have remote det unlocked. Now, in order to upgrade remote detonation, you need to kill 3 demons with one single detonation 15 times. This could be a very trolly mod to upgrade, but luckily we have a little bit of a cheeky way to bypass some of the screwy stuff that this mod can do. Hit the lever back here, very well hidden behind these barrels. Make sure you grab that codex. It's easy to forget, even though it's right there. Traverse your way through inbounds. Open this door. You can crouch, by the way, before you go into those doors. You can like crouch as you go through and then uncrouch as you come back out. It saves like a quarter of a second or so. Not a big thing. Now you've got remote det upgraded. This is going to be a trick. There's going to be a trick to getting this this mod upgraded while you do this fight. Don't worry too much about trying to get ticks early on in the level. You will be able to dupe ticks later on, so just for now, worry about clearing the arena first. You also need to get 2 DFAs, 2 Death from Aboves on Hell Knights. So I'll show you a setup to do that. Basically, it involves lobbing an explosive shot with a shotgun, hitting it directly with a rocket launcher rocket, and then hitting it with a heat blast, the fully charged heat blast. So this fully charged. If you do it correctly, it'll stagger automatically. If not, you can hit it with a single bullet from the heavy assault rifle, and that will usually do it. So again, just watch the fight and try to see how I adapt and change things on the fly to account for how enemies are moving. One thing I'm going to do consistently, though, is when I run through that door, I'm going to shoot to hit the 2 imps, and then I'm going to try and get a couple ticks on the zombies that spawn over on this side. Now, I took a long time to start there, so they were all actually in the wrong spots. So let me load checkpoint, and I'll show you what I mean by this. I took a long time, so they were all moving around and stuff after I hit the trigger line. So run forward, get the classic level, and then run through here. There we go. This is how they're supposed to be moving around. Alright, so rocket, explosive shots. Yep, just like that. And then you can take out that imp or not, doesn't really matter. He can also headbutt the rail. But if you hit him directly with a rocket launcher, hit him directly with an explosive shot, and then hit him with the fully charged heat blast, he'll almost always stagger, jump up here, and then just jump and glory kill to get the DFA on him. That'll give you 1 tick on To Be Knighted, which is that bottom one where you have to DFA the Hell Knights. From here, you're going to go straight for the gore nest. Just beeline it right for the gore nest. Now you got another Hell Knight that's going to spawn in here. You can go for this on him. What I will usually do is throw 2 grenades. Whoops. Well, that didn't work. Sometimes that happens. Just like that. Now, if you want to go for it, you can go for a couple more. You can go for a couple more remote det ticks here. It's not always consistent though, so don't worry too much about it if you don't get them. Before this fight's even over, though, we're actually going to go straight for the next thing. So those demons will follow you into the next area. So just go ahead and continue. They'll follow you. You can take them out as they come in. You're going to run down this next hallway, grab the codex entry, and then you're going to run to a couple of boxes in the corner and scroll jump to get up on an upper platform to get the secret for the doll. So that's going to look like this. You also get a remote det tick here on these zombies if they play nice, which they did. Grab the codex. If we're lucky, maybe we can get a remote det tick. Oh, maybe not. Jump onto these boxes, jump onto this little wall thing here, and then scroll jump to get up here. Hit that secret trigger. Make sure all the enemies are dead, and then start heading this way. Now, you're not going to grab either drone in the level. There's a drone that spawns down in that lower area. We duped the drones in the last level so we could skip them both in this level because they actually are a big time suck in this level. So we got them in the last level to skip that. Aside from those drones that we duped in the last level, we're actually not going to dupe any more drones again, but we will be doing drone animation cancels, and I'll show you how that's going to work. Once you walk in, hit this barrel, and then park yourself over here to try to manipulate the AI in the right way. If you're lucky, you'll hit all of them. I actually only hit 1, which is unfortunate. If I can get this one to follow me over here, can maybe get lucky. Yep. Too good to be true. But there's 6 imps. The first 3 spawn right away. The next 3 spawn. They spawn in through their little hell portals, and then you'll have 6 total. Once they're all dead, you'll hit a checkpoint. Now from here, we're going to dupe a cell, because we skipped a cell in Res Ops. We have to dupe that cell. We're also actually going to dupe another cell. The second cell is optional that you can dupe to get 3 total. You only need 2, but you can dupe 3 and skip the cell in Argent Facility Destroyed, which I prefer to do. because I feel like that is just a little bit faster. The time difference is negligible. It's maybe a couple of seconds at most. But if you want to do the third cell, you can. The way you're gonna do it, you're gonna run through here, run up to the cell. You're gonna interact with the cell. As soon as you've selected what you want, and if you're gonna dupe 3 cells, the first one should be health. Don't grab 2 ammo. You don't need 2 ammo. Make sure the first one is health. And then the second 2 will be ammo. If you're only gonna get this cell twice, just grab 2 ammo. So if you want that third one, you can do that third one as health, but make sure the last one you grab is ammo, because if you reload checkpoint after you grab the ammo, you'll actually reset your ammo count and you won't have full ammo going into the next part. So as soon as you grab that cell and you've selected your option, your route for the upgrade, immediately, like the split moment after you hit enter, Alt-Tab twice to force pause the game and reload checkpoint. It's hard to exactly explain what that's going to look like, but there's no Alt on the input overlay, so you won't be able to see it. You'll only be able to see the tab, but I'll show you what it looks like if I do that. So I'm going to hold enter, and as soon as I see the menu disappear, I'm going to Alt-Tab back in, and load checkpoint. You do not have a very large window of time to do that. So you have to be fast about it. If you goof up, you're gonna have to dupe another cell somewhere else in the run, and other cells are going to be farther away from their checkpoints. So you will lose a little bit of time if you do that. Come back in, same thing. You're gonna run right back over to the cell. Now, if you're doing only twice, then you just grabbed an ammo upgrade and you're gonna do another ammo upgrade. I grabbed health because I'm gonna dupe 2 more, or I'm gonna dupe 1 more and then grab the cell for real. So I'm gonna interact. I'm gonna hit left enter alt tab in very quick succession. Left enter alt tab. And that selects the ammo, force pauses the game, and then I alt tab again to get back in the game, and then load checkpoint. It's easy to do once you know what you're looking for, once you know what the menu kind of looks like. But it does take a little bit of practice, so don't be afraid to boot up a save and practice it a couple times. And then this is the 3rd time that I'm grabbing the cell. And for this one, you just let the whole animation finish out. But here's the amount of time that you have. As soon as you see the camera zoom backwards, that's when you regain control and you lose out on the duping opportunity. I'll show you how much time that is. Right, it's not a big window of time. I mean, it's somewhat forgiving, but you do not want to accidentally hit the wrong buttons, or you will almost assuredly lose out on the dupe. From here, climb up on this platform, climb up on this platform, come over here. Now you can jump up here if you want, like you can climb up here and then go that way, but one thing that we have found is a little bit faster is you can actually jump onto this rail and then climb up that way. Now we're going to get the next Argent cell. Now if you are, if you're not paying too much attention to what you're doing, you actually end up doing this slower. A way that saves a little bit of time as you approach is run and jump onto this yellow bar, and then from here, you're gonna just continuously scroll jump to jump onto that bar and then mantle the platform. Looks like this. Okay, that actually saves about a second as opposed to having to do extra jumps, which can take a little bit longer. Grab the Dazed and Confused rune. This one is just shoot barrels. The pistol's got a lot of RNG associated with it. The bloom is kind of bad, so just do your best. This rune constantly trolls me during live runs. Like so. And then you have Dazed and Confused. Now, in order to upgrade this, you need to get 25 DFAs on any enemy. Does not matter what kind. If you did not get the second DFA on the Hell Knights in the first arena, then you'll need to get it on one of the Hell Knights in the next upcoming arena. But you need to get that done, ideally sooner rather than later. If you're waiting until the last arena, that's gonna be bad, because then there's more margin for error And if you miss that challenge, it's pretty much run over. So once you load back in, start running down this way. Once you see that pop-up indicator show up again, hit tab and it'll open you to the rune menu. Again, hover over. You can put the rune in this spot if you want. I know Byte likes to do that because you can very quickly switch out to the next rune. I still prefer putting it in the second lock slot, so hover your mouse over the first slot, press down with the arrow key, and then click with the mouse. It'll select that second slot for you, and then select Dazed and Confused. By the way, don't worry too much about these bars indicating it's just a visual glitch. It's still, you know, 0 out of it's still 0 out of 25 here, even though it shows like it's almost halfway done. Don't worry about it. Now, as you run out here, hit a couple of the barrels to take out the soldier and Hellraisers, or the soldiers and Hellraiser. Sorry, there's one Hellraiser, 2 soldiers, and then get ready to pull the ORUNES. So just kind of run out, shoot the barrels. These barrels can have kind of screwy things, and then if you get a stagger, actually, you can take advantage of that and get a DFA on one of these guys. Now, for this next part, you need to start getting DFAs. Imps take 1 pin from the micro missile to stagger. You just stick a pin in one of them. 1 pin is enough to stagger it. If you hit it with 2, it'll actually die. So hit it with 1 pin. Soldiers take 3 pins. Hellraisers take 4 pins. If you don't want to use the micro missiles, 1 headshot with a regular, just a regular bullet from the heavy assault rifle, 1 headshot will stagger it. 3 body shots will stagger it with imps. With soldiers and Hellraisers, I've never been able to get a really accurate reading on what those are, but imps tend to be the easiest to get DFAs on for this challenge, so I recommend doing that. I'm just going to throw pins in them because it's a lot easier to do that. You don't have to be so precise as to hit the head exactly. So it's going to look something like this. And just do a nice big scroll jump right before you do it. I'll show you what... So 4 pins, staggers it. Make sure I got 2 united, yep. Another one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops, 4. Cool. Now, look at the combat rating in the upper right corner. We need to get that thing to about roughly-ish 1/3 of the way down the 4th slot, or the 4th point. So what you're going to do, you're going to run up here. You're going to run in. You're going to try getting ticks on remote detonation in this arena. You'll see how I do it, but I'm going for both remote det ticks, and I'm also just trying to kill demons to duplicate combat rating. So it's going to look like this. Run in, fire rocket, fire rocket. Sometimes you'll get ticks, sometimes you won't. Once you get a couple of ticks, run back out, run past this forklift to past the trigger line. You're going to run right back up. And notice combat rating is moved, but we still have those demons all refreshed. Run back out, same thing. So that is plenty of combat rating. That's actually more than you really need, but I was trying to get a couple remote det ticks on this. Once you have even just a little bit less combat rating, then this is fine. Then you can start clearing out the arena for real. Cool. This dude does not stagger until he pulls his shield out, so just kill him, make your life easier. Ooh, hi. Okay, get a tick on that imp. This dude's stun locking me. If you throw a remote det right behind the shield guy, you may get lucky and have him stagger. You got 2 Hellraisers that spawn in. Throwing a remote det behind them as well will also stagger them automatically. Come up here, grab the Codex, and then jump straight down. Those Hellraisers will spawn in random places. So sometimes during the fight, I'll run back up there and grab that Codex and then jump down here. If the Hellraisers both spawn down here, sometimes they will do that. It's entirely RNG where they spawn. So wherever they end up, just adapt on the fly. Once you've gotten the Codex and the arena's cleared out, head through here. Take out this annoying engineer. Melee, DFA, melee, DFA. Start heading this way. If you don't have remote det done by now, by the way, you can... There'll be other places to get ticks on it. For example, the zombies that are over here. By the way, you don't actually need to grab this doll. If you grab the doll, you'll hit a checkpoint, which I don't know if you'll need that, but all you have to do is just kind of land in this general area, and then you can jump right back out onto this ledge. Drop down. What I'm going to do actually is... Okay, so that engineer will sometimes blow these guys up, sometimes he won't. Whatever's left alive, you can melee, and then jump and get another DFA for Dazed and Confused. Run up, grab the super shotgun. Then from here, you're going to run into this room and do the last Gore Nest fight that we're going to do for the run, or for this level rather. Once you're in, there's a couple of like locked in spawn locations. There's a bunch of imps, there's a bunch of zombies, there's a couple Hellraisers and soldiers. Plan your route accordingly. One thing you absolutely need to do though is grab the haste in there, because you need to unlock the power-up effectiveness in your dossier. This you need to unlock. You have to unlock it before the next level, and the only way to unlock it is to actually pick up a power-up. So you need to get that haste at some point. I like grabbing it right away once I run in, so I'll run in, get a DFA on an imp that spawns by the thrust pad, and then take that thrust pad up to grab the haste, and then start the Gore Nest fight, and then run straight for the auto map room. So altogether, that's going to look something like this.
Demonic breach detected.
You're gonna have a Hell Knight hanging out right behind you, so grab the auto map and then be ready to deal with him. And then whatever enemies show up, just be ready to try and get ticks on them. Yep, if they're right in the doorway, it's a lot harder, sir. Gonna need you to move. Okay, he's dead. So just get whatever DFAs you can. 1, 2, 3. Whoops. Some of those miss. Okay, that killed him. If you're lucky, you'll have it actually done before you leave this level. If not, there'll be an arena early in the next level where you can finish it off. Perfect. And then from here, just kill everything else. Okay, now if you don't have combat rating absolutely maxed out, you'll notice combat rating is not done up there in the corner. Don't worry too much. If it looks about like this, you should be fine. You know, the amount of combat rating that I left the duping with was about what you want to have. It looked a little bit more. If you're really paranoid about combat rating, you can keep duping that arena infinitely, and you can actually dupe it until that third or that fourth combat point is like halfway done. If you're really paranoid about it, but just because it's not done here, this is fine. There's a couple more enemies that will finish it off. You're gonna run in here. grab the codex, grab the ammo, just for safety's sake. And then from here, you're gonna run up, jump onto this rail, and then do a nice big scroll jump, and you'll go right to the thrust pad. I got stuck there for some reason. Now, if you don't have Dazed and Confused done yet, you can actually get a few more ticks on these zombies. Otherwise, just clear out the arena, and combat rating's done. Now, from here, we just have to exit the level, so run on up here. There's a few different setups for this rail boost. There's a rail boost that will get you actually right into the final room. I don't know the setup for it, and I don't really feel comfortable with it, with like trying to learn it on the fly. So I'm going to show you the preferred setup that I like doing. Come over here to this bar right here. It's the right-hand most one. Crouch down. And if you go from the top here, you'll notice once you get down to this break, this is the first break in these beams. You're going to get right onto this corner. This is not a super precise rail boost, so don't fret too much. You do want to be pretty close to where you're aiming, but if you're not you don't need to like absolutely pixel perfect line this up. It's not going to be at the end of the world if it's not absolutely perfect, but you do want to be right on that corner as much as you can. Aim for this spot right here. So you'll notice you have 1, 2, 3 slits here where you can see the railing right underneath it. You're aiming for the top point of the fourth one. Tab, hold forward and space, and then untab. Now, I actually was a little bit low on frame rate there for some reason. It kind of decreased, so let me try doing that again. There we go. So if you set it up correctly, that's what's going to happen, and land you up here. I don't know why it was taking me so much effort to do that, but it'll land you up here. Now you're aiming for this room here, and it's disappearing a little bit as I move forward, but you're aiming for that room. Now I can't really show you this very easily, so I can jump to show you. You're aiming for this hole here, this little triangular gap right in the corner. You can also do it on the triangular gap on this side. Either one's fine. You're coming in from this side, so it just sort of makes sense to go for this one. But jump to whichever spot you want. Just do a nice big scroll jump, and you'll land right through the corner, and then interact with the panel. And that is Argent Facility. As always, if you have any questions about the run, you can come find us in the Discord. We are happy to answer whatever questions you may have. Just throw them at us. You can also find me on Twitch, twitch.tv/dangerous. Come in, ask whatever questions you want. I'm more than happy to help you out. Just come in and ask. And yeah, I will see you all in the Argent Energy Tower.